Good morning, students. Today's topic is equality. What equality? The Equality Act is often described as having three specific aims. These are equality of opportunity, advance equality of opportunity between people who share a protected characteristics and people who do not share it. Elimination of unlawful discrimination. Eliminate unlawful discrimination, harassment, victimization, and any other conduct prohibited by the Act. Fostering good relations. Foster good relations between people who share a protected characteristic and people who do not share it. And another objectives are general equality. Objective include equal career appoint, appoints for women and men, fair distribution of unpaid and paid work among women and men, wages and salaries that women and men can live on independently, equality of women and men with regard to political representation and participation, enhancement of gender roles and standards for women and men, elimination of restricting standards, same personal freedoms for women and men, protection against all forms of aggregation. Inequality, this picture is show the equality in our India. And next, what is equality? Equality is about ensuring that every individual has an equal opportunity to make the most of their lives and talents. It is also the belief that no one should have poorer life chance because of the way they were born, where they come from, what they believe, or whether they have a disability. Equality recognizes that historically certain groups of people with protected characteristics such as race, disability, sex, and sexual orientation have experienced discrimination, and that gender mainstreaming wants to contribute towards a gender sensitivity society where solidarity, opportunities, and responsibilities are shared by women and men in equal measures. Everyone is to enjoy the life they determine in accordance with their individual skills, their need, and their desire. Next, once this is achieved, equality, instead of being treated as an aside, will be a natural element of all purposes and measures. Women and men will no longer be seen as a uniform group of human beings, but will have their social, ethic, and age differences taken into account. This picture shows equal opportunity for all. All the children wants equal opportunity. And next is equality of educational opportunity. This is the very important topic. Why are not equal opportunity in education? Refers to where all human beings get equal chances to develop and there is no discrimination. It means that equality is characterized by all opportunity. Everyone gets equal chance, opportunity for education. Equality of educational opportunity means that the state should be devoid of discrimination on grounds of caste, sex, religion, region, race, language, etc. Every state has a moral responsibility that without any discrimination, every person should get an equal opportunity of an equal of an education. It is very essential for a democratic society. And next article, article 14, 15, 16, 17 and 18 of the Constitution of India explain equality. In these article, in these articles, Constitution of India, inequality, equality before the law. What is the equality before the law? As per Article 14 of the Constitution of India, the state will make equal laws for all and will enforce it equally. The state will not deprive an individual in the territory of India from the protection of equality or equal law. Every individual will be able to seek the protection of the court for the protection of his rights. Next is elimination of discrimination on ground of religion, race, caste, sex, or place of birth. In this point, as per Article 15 of the Constitution of India, the state will not discriminate against any individual on the basis of religion, race, caste, sex, and place of birth, etc. No citizen will be forbidden to use public place like wells, tanks, baths, hotels, cinemas, etc. And next is equal opportunity for state services. In this, as per Article 16 of the Constitution, no discrimination will be exercised against by citizen for any government employment, appointment or post only on grounds of religion, caste, class, or race. Thus, all citizens of India can occupy by post in India, however high it may be. No discrimination will be made between a man and a woman. Next is abolition of untouchability. In Article 17 has created untouchability forever, unforcing any qualification arising from untouchability has been declared as a crime. And the next is prohibition of decoration. During the British rule, the people were giving decorations on the basis of their poverty, property, etc., which created discrimination in the social life. In Article 18 of the Constitution provides that no citizen will be able to accept any decoration other than military and education from any foreign state without the permission of the president. In these right of constitutional remedies, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar called Article 32 of the Indian Constitution as the heart and soul of the Constitution. Article 32 provide for constitutional remedies against the violation of fundamental rights. In these articles, I know these points in these articles. And now this picture, social equality in India. In this point, social equality, many questions arise in this point. All questions one by one I discuss with you. First is social equality in India. First question arises this: what is social equality? Social equality is a social situation where someone in the society is treated equally. They have equal civil rights, freedom of speech rights, freedom of speech right, and any other rights, and they have equal civil rights, freedom of speech rights, property rights, right of vote, and equal access to social goods and services. And next question is, what is social equality in India? Social equality is a fundamental right of an Indian citizen and is listed in the Constitution of India. That has been a country which has faced several cultural transformations across the age. After India got its freedom from the British, the Constitution of India was written to ensure the country and its citizens would benefit and progress. The Constitution lists the rights and duties of a citizen. Social equality is an important part of the Constitution. Next question arises in the mind of everybody. The caste system in India. What is the caste system in India? According to Hindus, Manu was the first man on earth. Around 1500 BC, Manu wrote the code of conduct by which Hindus should live their lives. This is known as Manu Manusmriti. He divided the Indian society into four castes. What are the four castes or varnas in Hindus according to Manu? In these questions, I know very well Manu divided human beings into four types called varnas or castes. First is Brahmin. Brahmin is called scholar class. And Kshatriya? Kshatriya called warrior class. Or Vaishya? Vaishya is trading class. And last is Shudras. Sudras is working class. In this class, the Brahmins were the highest class, consisting of scholars. Next come the Kshatriyas, the warriors. Then come the Vaishyas or the traders. And finally, the lowest class, according to Manu, were the Sudras or the Maniyals. In these questions, in the social equality in India was, and another question is, why was the caste system created? In the olden days, the caste system or varnas were created for the benefit and steady progress of society. A person belonged to a particular caste based on his abilities and skills. For example, if a Brahmin's son was not scholarly but was good at trade, he would belong to the Vaishya's one. Or if he was maybe born with stronger physical attributes, he would be considered a Shudra and could still find a place for himself in society. It is important to note that varnas or castes were not inherited like we consider them to be now. Castes were created so that all members of society could find a useful and rightful place in society according to their abilities. And this is the society caste system created. And next is, how did the caste system become unchangeable? Over the years, the so called higher caste began discriminating against the lower castes. Those who had learned to read and write misled people into believing that castes were inherited and therefore fixed. Children of Brahmins remained Brahmins and the Shudra's son, however brilliant, could not ever hope to rise above his caste. You see, this is the caste system belong unchangeable to ensure that they remained high class Brahmins, prohibited intercaste marriages, and for centuries people accepted this hierarchy. The higher castes would often treat the lower caste unkindly. They were made to work very hard, given miserable and unclean tasks to do, and kept at an arm's length by others. This gave rise to untouchability. And next question is, what are Harijans and Dalits? Who says Harijan and Dalits? What kinds this the Shudras or the untouchables become the downtrodden section of society. In the 20th century, Gandhi's really realized that caste discrimination is a sin against humanity. And he decided to call the untouchables Harijans, which mean people of God. He worked for them and with them. The author of the Indian Constitution, Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar, himself belonging to the untouchable caste, began the use of the term Dalit or the downtrodden. He himself was the victim of caste based injustice and worked hard to remove it. Dr. Ambedkar encouraged Dalits to embrace a religion where there was no caste discrimination. To this day, a large number of Dalit convert to Buddhism every years. And next is, how does the Constitution of India protect the right of the underprivileged? In these questions, since it was created, the Constitution has had many amendments to safeguard the interest of Dalit and the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes of India. In 1984, the Mandal Commission, a group of important people appointed by the government, decided that these communities must get equal opportunity to education and have social equality. As a result, places of higher education reserve seat of Dalit and are given admission even if they do not make the cutoff. There are Also, jobs reserved for scheduled castes and tribes in government organizations. Interestingly, several Dalits are political leaders today. They are also doctors, engineers, and government officials. As you can see, the government is taking a step to provide equal opportunity for the people who have been sidelined for centuries. However, the social situations is a little different, especially outside the big cities. The intercaste marriage are still discouraged, and Brahmins who prized over pujas and religious functions sometimes refuse to marry people of different castes. We have only just begun the long journey towards a completely equal society, regardless of caste and gender. These are the question of social equality in India. And next is gender equality in India. Achieving gender equality in India, what works and what doesn't. And this discrimination against women and girls is a pervasive and long running phenomenon that characterizes Indian society at every level. That's progress towards gender equality, measured by its position and ranking, such as the Gender Development Index, has been disappointing despite fairly rapid rates of economic growth. Discrimination is the in the past decade, while Indian GDP has grown by around 6%, there has been a large decline in female labor force participation from 34% to 27%. The male female wage gap. In this gap, the economic growth is has been stagnant at 50%. Crimes against women show an upward trend. In particular, brutal crimes such as rape, dowry death, and honor killing. These traits are distributing as a natural prediction would be that with growth comes education and prosperity, and a possible decline in adherence to traditional institutions and socially prescribed gender roles that hold women back. In these, in the point are a preference for sons. Cultural institutions in India, particularly those of partiality and par- party locally, locality play a central role in perturbing gender inequality and ideas about gender appropriate behavior. And this culture institute culturally ingrained parental preference for son, emerging from their importance as caregivers for parents in old age is linked to poor consequences for dowry. For daughters, the dowry system involving a cash or in kind payment from the bride's family to the groom's at the time of marriage. It is another institution that dispowers women. This reinforces the inferior status of India women and puts them at risk of violence in their marital households. According to the National Family and Health Survey of 2005 2006, 37% of married women have been victims of physical or sexual violence perpetrated by their spouse. And next is affirmative action. There is clearly a need for policy initiative to improve women as gender disparity in India persist even against the backdrop of economic growth. Current literature provides pointers from policy changes that have worked so far. One unique policy experiment in village level governance that mandated one third representation for women in position of local leaders has shown promising result. And next is getting to parity. The for India to maintain its position as a global growth leader, more concerned efforts at local and national level and by the private sector are needed to bring women to party with man. In this question, in the getting the parties, the while increasing representation of women in the public sphere is important and can potentially be attained through some form of affirmative action. An attitudinal shift is essential for women to be considered as equal within their homes and in broader society. Educating Indian children from an early age about the importance of gender equality could be meaningful start in the direction. Is this is the equality of our nation, and this information to young women led to positive effects on their labor market participation and enrollment in professional training. This also led to an increase in age at marriage. and childbearing, a drop in desired number of children, and an increasing in school enrollment of younger girls not exposed to the program. And recent initiatives on training and recruiting young women from rural areas, from factory based jobs in cities, provide economic independence and social autonomy that they were unconscious to in their partial homes. And this is all about the topic. Next is, these are the references of this topic. These references help or more information in these topics. And next is multiple choice question arise in these topic. Multiple choice, you can answer these question. First is, one of the more common forms of inequality in India is the sati system, dowry system, poverty system, and caste system. What is the answer? Answer is caste system. Next is, Indian Constitution provides equality to. What type of provide equality? Dalits, Adivasis, Muslims, and all persons. Answer is all persons. And next questions is, the base for inequality is R, first gender, economic status, religion, all of the above. What the base of inequality? All of the above. Is the answer is all of the above. And next question, what is the of central future of democracy? Options are inequality, discrimination, equality, restrictions. What is the answer? Answer is equality. Equality is the answer of this question. And next question is, what when persons are treated unequally, what is violated? Dignity, religion, caste, practice. In this question's answer is, what is the answer? Answer is dignity. For next question, what is the central future of democracy? Central future of democracy is inequality, discrimination. Third is equality and restrictions. What is the feature of democracy? Answer is equality. Next question is, what is not the element of equality? First option, justice. Next, religion. Another, wealth and health. What is the element of equality, sorry, not the element of equality? What is the answer? Answer is religion. Religion is the right answer of this question. And next question is, what is the major reason of inequality? What is the major reason? Poverty, religion, casteism, none of these. What is the right answer in these options? Right answer is poverty. Poverty is the right answer of this question. In the next question is, the concept of universal adult franchise is based on what? What is the concept of universal adult franchises? Is based on security. First option is security. Second, secular. Third option is equality. Fourth is parliamentary. The answer is this question. What is the answer? Answer is equality. Equality is the answer of this question. And next question, no person can be discriminated against on the basis of their first option is education. Second, birth. Third option is school. And next is religion and caste. No person can be discriminated against on the basis of their. What base? In these options, what is the right answer? Right answer is religion and caste. This is the right answer of this question. These are the question of this topics, and the end of the this is all about the topic. Thank you.